Where your video at?
I know. That's why I've been he doing something.
Oh, they're looking like country black. That picture right there. Look like Pastor Troy look cousin.
Well,
That's who he looked like. I could never figure it out. Look at Smurf. He don't. Ain't nothing wrong with Pastor Troy. I dropped something.
What is heaven and hell and vice versa? Yeah.
Who? And
so it's something wrong with the nigga then.
Yeah.
that don't mean that's just ain't my type, you know.
Oh,
She like the
I
herbal
got a
tea
type.
Barack Obama type. That's who she like.
I like Nigerians.
all right, Jesse Smollett.
Jesse Smollett. What you mean?
I cannot caught up.
You know what? He just did it to himself.
You got a point.
He did it to himself.
Yeah, man. I went to go to Subway at 0 negative 10 degrees. Some white boys came and whooped my ass in below freezing water.
Just lied.
Hey, we live, man. Hey, hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in to the Stay Dangerous podcast. It was my fault. I should have got on here early. Had to coach.
Nah.
Needed coaching.
That flag on the play. Hold up. Flag.
Oh!
That's not what happened, you know what I'm saying?
What it is. We beyond that now. We here.
Flag.
Topic tonight. Record. That shit was fire.
It's all right. It's all right.
It was, yeah, it was all right.
Oh. I know my petty be extra some. Petty kick it. Perfect.
I mean, it's dead, so it's on the ultimate mute right now.
Yeah, also what about tonight? Relationship. What we should prior to a relationship. I'll send a lifetime. All right, man, we had to bring
a woman.
Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Get it right.
Brought in a young, beautiful, educated.
Yeah, yes. AKA Sister Soldier.
I'm fine. How you doing? Oh, good.
We'll start this thing off tonight.
So the topic is pre-relationship.
Yeah, man. So like, what should we make sure that house when they finally get that person? Prepare ourselves happily.
I'm gonna defer to Kia, man. Ladies first, man. They done heard me talk every other podcast first. So go ahead, Kia, break it down for them from a woman's point of view, man.
Okay. Well, thank you. So I don't know. I think pretty much if you want to get in a relationship, you have to make sure you know what you want first and foremost. You know, prior to that though, I think you need to work on yourself. You need to know what you like about yourself, what you love about yourself. enjoying time alone. You know, you got to know how to love yourself enough to enjoy your time by yourself. You know, so that's to me that's one of the biggest things. And then you try to get in a relationship, and if it don't work out, you learn from that one. Maybe what was wrong on both ends. Don't take accountability on both ends. Because anytime I believe a relationship is over, it's not just one person, because even the person that sometimes you still got into it, depending, especially if let's say it's a long relationship, you know, you both had some form of accountability, so I think understanding and being accountable for if the relationship ends or not is very important as well, because you have to date too. That's a big thing. Because you can get to know yourself forever, but if you don't date, you won't have any experience. So dating as well. Yeah, so definitely dating to learn what you like in different ways. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on that.
No.
Talking to
What's up, Shawty? How you doing?
ain't gonna work.
You gotta go outside.
Go outside right now. Put on your.
Well, you can online date something.
Oh boy, cats can be catfishing like a bird now. As soon as you walk up to the date, just had a mask on, like, "Hey, baby, how you doing, man? You know what I'm saying?"
Eyes on fleek.
Eyes on fleek, man. Dudes gonna be getting their eyebrows and stuff did before they go on these little blind dates now with the mask on, cuz.
Definitely gonna video chat first.
This how they gonna build a video chat, man. What's up, baby? How you doing?
No.
So, if you're gonna be dating, have you some dating, because y'all can be dating.
Yeah.
Right back to.
Whoa! You
Well,
can't speak for everybody on that.
No, if you're preparing yourself, we talking about historical.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Talking about just, hey, we finna that leave.
Right.
But some podcast.
What we gonna call it? The $40 shake something?
I'll sit you.
Situation.
Oh God. They
Oh,
come with
goddamn.
some
400.
come with some STDs.
Forever entangled.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. 400 Club over here. I feel you, dirty. Big bank.
Play like that. A 400, that's a lifetime.
Damn, cuz.
Gotta prove yourself, bro. So Smiggy Smurf, what you doing?
I mean, before entering the dating pool, man, I'm gonna tell all men up front, man. You got to have yourself together, especially financially. I'm gonna just keep it real. Now, if you at a place to where you struggling a little bit, well, you struggling, I ain't gonna say a little bit, because you might can get away with having a relationship if you struggling just a tad bit, you know what I'm saying? You can save up a little bit of money. You can establish a good working relationship. But if you in a situation to where you living check to check and you stressing every time it's the first of the month, you might want to hold out on a relationship until you can find a way to get your money right. Because if you can't pay your bills, you can't pay for dates. You can't pay for no outings. You can't.
I mean, you play what?
Hold on. I'm sorry, Smurf, but we had this conversation a long time ago now, didn't we? About that dollar menu, what you get from the dollar menu right?
Yeah.
Not you and me, Smurf.
Yeah.
Huh.
What you pay for?
Thank you.
$40. Hey, if I'm taking her to McDonald's, that's all she worth. $dollars. Ain't gonna go over 10 on that. To me, yeah, whatever.
Man,
Hey,
nah, baby, make sure you stay to the right. You feel me? The value.
hey,
Mhm.
Wendy's got a big bucket right. Get the nuggets for doggone $dollars.
Yes,
Nope,
sir.
$10. Excuse me. I
See
can
now,
feed
look.
you and your kid.
See now, look.
See?
Now the only dudes that can get away with that dollar menu date with women are dudes that women find highly attractive. Women give highly attractive dudes the benefit of the doubt. Let's just keep it real now.
You get the
They get the pass. But if you like a regular, you know what I'm saying, regular looking dude, you know what I'm saying, you kind of get a little attention from women. You rarely do, but you know what I'm saying, you kind of hearing up with it. You just better make sure your pocket's right, dirty. Better make sure your swag right, your clothes right, because you got to make sure your first presentation is your best presentation.
Mm.
If not, you will get looked over, dog. You know what I'm saying? And plus, if you got your financial situation right, you're gonna have a level of confidence that a dude who's struggling
Don't
won't
have.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna be able to do more with her. You can, you know what I'm saying, you can show her better things. You know what I mean? You got to have yourself together, man. You got to have a wide array of knowledge too, because sometimes you got to understand, man, black women are the most educated women in the world. So if you just old street hustler, nickel and dimer, and can't really expand your conversation, then bro, you're gonna fall off, especially if you want that broke stuff, bro.
like. I understand the black women. Let's be that depends. Those cats ain't driving the beat. Like Keisha got them lime green tights on, white t-shirt.
Nah, I'm talking about dudes who trying to get themselves together for a relationship.
Lanes to that.
Yeah, two lanes.
Lanes to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like if you going in for like a woman that's about herself and about her business, you got to be on the same thing and then some. Because at the end of the day, you still coming in with that parameter of protect and provider.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? You got to make sure you together, bro. Don't go out here trying to waste your time trying to deal with a woman thinking that she just gonna love you for your personality. She gonna establish something with you because you cool and funny, bro. That's only gonna last for so long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitches could
Yeah.
I can tell. I mean, they have to put action with a lot of people that they can't, they don't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the whole thing just need to be dating first. I can even but, like so dating. Like what parameters? I'm gonna kick that one off. Have while you me personally, if I'm gonna date you and I'm if I get the
Uh-oh.
them for mine,
Mm-hmm.
mine go to go. Oh my, try to date. I ain't gonna lie, it might sound corny. I have a list. I try to dabble around X.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, and took all them the I want to say top scholars he took.
Oh, God. Yeah, man.
So, like, dating, I got to have something. In order to date you, I really have. That shit come. What's some dating parameters? How do you?
My suitor, um, my target. That sounds so harsh. I would rather say my suitor at, pretty
like
much
like saying
a suitor. I don't know. I don't target people though. I have suitors, right? I mean,
define?
it's people. Okay, for me, a suitor is someone who maybe beats certain qualifications that I'm looking for. I'm not the type person to tell somebody exactly what I'm looking for because I've dated pretty much. So I know that if I tell a man, oh, I'm looking for A, B, C, or D, he'll show me all of this all at once and then captivate me, only to be like, this not even what he really is like because I've gave him the key access to what a man for me is supposed to be. So he's gonna emulate what I say. So pretty much for me, I just date. I tell people out front, I want a man to be exactly who he is. Okay. So when I'm dating, I'm looking for a person to be who you are. Let me know about yourself. I try not to talk too much. I try to get enough information for him to tell me about himself so I don't have to deal with this person if I don't want to. Meaning men have options, you know, but we as women, we have options as well, but it's a little different because it's like at the end of the day, if I decide to sleep with this person, if I marry this person, we have children, my life is going to be more changed than his because honestly, it's a lot of times, and women will have to take care of the children. You have to worry about the finances coming in. You have to worry about this, that, and the other. So me personally, I try to see if I'm just going to be compatible with you from the beginning, and if it's not something that I don't want to deal with, I'll be kind. I try not to hurt anyone's feelings. Usually I don't, um, because you just have to be careful because it's another thing I was looking at recently. It was talking about how when women reject men, and a lot of times you have women that get killed. You know, it's like it's proven a lot of times some women if they don't know how to properly reject a man because their egos, the egos sometimes are fragile. So rejecting a man, things like that, you got to be decent. You got to know how to do things like that because you don't want to get, you know, shot or stabbed, something crazy for rejecting somebody. So seriously, like you date. I see, and the thing with me, like you told me about me, so pretty much that's how I date. I date looking for what I'm looking for in a person, and I'm not perfect myself. However, I know what I want. And if they're meeting what I want in a relationship, something lasting, I'll keep them around. That don't necessarily mean at the time that's a full relationship. I might date someone else because at the same time, you're technically single before you're married. So now, if I get into a full fledged relationship, I'll take more time, of course, with this person. But I feel like a lot of times women, like you said earlier, they're not really dating. They meeting this guy, he go buy them a hamburger, or he go take them to this really nice restaurant they've never been to, you know. So I feel like the biggest thing for women, because I can't speak for men, I can speak for women. The best thing for us is to take yourself to these places that you want to go so bad. Do the things that you want. So then when a guy asks you, okay, where do you like to eat? What do you like? You can be like, think about the places that you like, that you genuinely like, or the stuff you genuinely like. Tell that person, so when you go on a date, you're comfortable. Or if you go to this really nice restaurant, if you go to somewhere like, what is it? You go to like the Mansion in Savannah. You go somewhere like that, you won't be just like looking all around and looking like, uncomfortable or something like that. You need to take yourself to places like that. That's only if you're that type of person, because some people don't care anything about that. Some people love going somewhere really low key. So you date based on your personality, for one, what you're looking for. You know, write down what you want. I'm a big person believing in manifestations and affirmations. I have literally my vision board is right here. So for me, I know what I want. It's gonna happen. You know, um, so that's just how I date. I date like that. I don't blame people if it don't work out. I just figure out what I might have done wrong and what I don't want in that person. But we're never gonna get perfect, because relationships do come with give or take at a certain point. It do. Yeah.
First of all, you got to be able, and you can't afford.
The food, yeah.
Can't afford it. You can't expect. I'm sorry.
Well, you can't say that. You can't
I
say that.
can't. And jump out the gate like that all the time. And if he the only one able to,
You can't say what someone expects because they can't afford it. That's not what I was saying.
I know
So,
what you. I know. I know exactly.
mm. But that's not true, because what if that man happens? I'm gonna tell you a story. Can I tell you a quick story? So, you know, when I was truck driving, which of course I ain't doing it right now. Pretty much my first trainer, he was an Asian guy. But every time he took me somewhere, he took me really nice places. And it was places like, technically, because at the point I could pretty much afford the stuff, but I never paid a dime. I never paid a dime for anything on the truck. Whenever I was with him, he paid for everything. He knew I had money. I paid for nothing. I didn't even pay for my sleep, like the stuff you have to sleep in when you got trainer and stuff. Nothing. I feel like it's not always about the money, but I think some men understand women, meaning if you're a decent woman, you're gonna get different treatment. If you're a woman that some men deem as not decent, they're gonna treat you different. You know,
Yeah.
if I went and I went to let's say I went somewhere real expensive, I went to Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills. I went somewhere like that and I
Yeah.
looked homeless. They're gonna treat me different. But if I go in
Indeed.
there and I look, I got something, definitely. If I go in there, like I got class and I look nice and I present myself pretty well, they'll still treat me different. If I
Yeah.
have a raggedy car and I park on the other side, it's plenty of social experiences showing this, you know.
Yeah.
Even though it's not all about looks, it's about how you carry yourself as a person, even on the inside. Meaning the way I treat myself and I show, the way I do things, that happens for me normally, you know. But for some people, if I tell them, they're like, oh, like I got some girlfriends that be like, girl, what? How? What? It's like it's just the person I am. When I talk to someone, it's more about a connection. Like if you don't have a connection with people, you know, different things can happen for people if you put yourself in situations where you feel like you deserve to be, you
Yeah.
know, just because I'm not a person, I don't have a lot of money, you know, personally, I don't, you know, and it's places I've been and I might couldn't afford, the highest thing on the menu. But if you have $20, you can buy something nice, something decent. But at the same time, that doesn't give anyone a right to say that they don't deserve something, you know. it depends on what the other person feels and what they do from the kindness of their heart.
That was so sweet. I'm in my I'm in a different stage in life right now, so I'm telling you.
Stage you in, brother.
Shout, if you ain't got the funds to buy your own, don't ask me for it.
Oh my God. Who hurt you?
I said a lot, and we all know one of them took me through the mud. So I'm just saying, like, I've always met the woman. Me, I like to cook more than anything. So not trying to get a woman to the house, but I would rather cook than spend money and go out to eat at a restaurant. And I've had experiences. Once I cooked that one time, they want the exact same thing. When you gonna cook something else? I'm always getting them phone calls, and it's like, dang, can you cook? No, I can't cook like that. Can you cook noodles? Ooh, you got to go. Like, for you can't expect me to come home and cook off of hard days of work.
Well, your type is women that know how to cook. You got to find more women that
you gotta find that.
Yeah, that is my type, and that's the first question I ask. I appreciate that, Talon. Hey, what's up to everybody that's in the chat? Yeah, so that's one of my main preferences. You know what I'm saying? If Shawty can't cook or willing to even learn how to cook, then it's kind of almost dead for me, because I don't see us building anything with having to go out to eat all the time or eating the bare basics. And you know, I'm trying to get more healthy, so I'm not eating. I haven't ate pork in over 7-8 years now. I don't eat beef like that, and I'm slowing down on chicken. Like, that's what I'm doing for this like little fast. I'm just eating fish as far as meat. So like, it comes a lot when it comes to that cooking. It ain't just cause you can't cook, but if we can't go to the restaurant and get some jackfruit barbecue, can you cook it? You know what I mean? Like, or can you cook something that goes along with my diet? Cause a restaurant ain't gonna offer you that, other than maybe Captain D's, especially from around here or something like that. You know what I mean? So I mean, and then when you start eating vegan, you go to places in the city, that shit get expensive as hell. You're not eating no vegan for no $1 menu type shit. You know what I mean?
So what you saying? You might as well just, if you're gonna hit the dating scene, be on point and go for your type, because it sounded like
that's what
don't date out of your league is kind of what I'm saying. At the end of it, you know what I'm saying? Don't date out of your league. Like, that's what I mean by, you know what I'm saying? If you can't buy it, then you can't expect somebody else to buy it. Don't date out your league, man, because you can't. I think some people look at people in the way of, let me attach myself to somebody higher so they can help pull me up. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But it's like, what are you offering to that person that's on a higher level? Can you spiritually help me and heal me? Or can you talk to me a certain way to get my mind back on track? You know what I mean? Like,
can I tell myself?
Go ahead.
All right. So basically, I don't know. Like, I just feel like what you're saying is still fall back to preference. You know?
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm saying is, I don't see how you're saying that it's not okay for somebody to feel like they can date someone because of, let's say, they don't have enough money. Have you ever seen Pretty Woman? Let's start there.
That about the little white girl? She grew up and she started dating some business dude.
She was a prostitute. Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez? Did Jennifer Lopez?
She was a prostitute. I don't remember, that wasn't Jennifer Lopez. No, she was a prostitute. That's the Maid in Manhattan, I think. But Pretty Woman, pretty much this prostitute, wound up with this businessman. He married her. You know, it's a movie. However, stuff like that happens for real. You know? Yeah. So technically, you can't say, because there are plenty of women, for instance, that don't had nothing, you know, and they've dated outside of their league. But apparently, this is one thing I can agree with. You have to have something special about you, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You have to have something special about you for somebody up that is looked at upon up here to gravitate towards someone who maybe doesn't have much. But to them, they have much. They have some type of potential. Just like women see men, a lot of women, I've been one myself, I've dated potential. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't do that too much. That's one of my standards as far as depending on the potential. Like if you, like for me, I'm gonna give you an example. If you want to be a rapper since high school, and you still trying to rap, but you ain't got no job, and you got 6 kids, you might be a good person, but I'm not finna date you. And it might sound harsh.
That's priorities though. That's priorities.
Preference.
You know what I mean?
Preference. Listen, somebody else gonna support him. Be like, go baby, you got this. Honestly, you've seen it. It's women she'll probably give him another baby. So that's preference.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I'm saying is just you can't down someone for their preference. That's going to be on them. The decisions they make is going to affect them in a positive or a negative manner in their life.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sweet.
So you say you can't down someone for their preference, right?
No.
So what if a dude said, man, look, I got to know what that could talking about. You feel me? I know nowadays a lot of women saying, nah, I want to wait till I get married and celibate. I want to stay celibate till I'm married. But a dude like, man, look, you a good girl. You nice. We have good times. We have good laughs. But there's this certain category over here that I need to somewhat, fulfill too, for me to fully, tie the knot. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to understand why women feel like that's so wrong when we want to, possibly get the cutty from time to time, but get mad. No matter of fact, but love when them dude can come out of nowhere and just break big bread to take you on with,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Extravagant dates and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's a preference to want to date a dude that can do all this other stuff for you. But why is
it's a preference.
Yeah, so why is it look so down upon for men who like, man, I just want to see what's up with that thing. You know what I mean?
You saying if he's not dating, like let's get it. What I'm saying. So if this man has told her, like, this is how I feel. When you date, you got to date people that's in common with you. So it's going to be somebody for that person. But kind of like we discussed earlier. So if let's say he want to date this guy that's doing all this and he want to, have sex or whatever. If we're in a relationship, cool. If we're in a relationship, it depends on the person, because some people like, all right, cool. But you got to know if even attracted like that. Like for me, I'm a person that don't get attracted off of a physical body.
Yeah.
Literally. Like I'm attracted off of mental stimulation and other stuff. Like I can't just be attracted to somebody based off how they look. Honestly. If you listen to my mama and my brother and the people I done brought home, they might say, hey, lying. And I'm sorry, I hope none of y'all looking at this video, I ain't calling y'all no funny looking creatures or nothing, but based off of
fell off the wrong side of the tree, brother, that's all.
But at the same time, I go off personality, and things like that. But some people don't. They, like you talked about earlier, how the man can get away with looking good. That wouldn't work for me. I'd be like, boy, I don't like a man that's prettier than me.
But that's the thing. Nah, the thing with that though is, just to interject. Now, the thing with that is though, knowing what you want as a person.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Working on yourself, sitting home, whether it's a dark room or you just sitting at the house playing the video games by yourself, knowing who you are and knowing what you attracted to. Like, a girl with a cute face and a big booty might attract a man, but that ain't gonna keep a man. You know what I mean? And so men fall into the tendencies a time of seeing a woman and like, oh, she bad, let me holler at her. And then you start talking to her, and the more you talk to her, you just be looking like, ooh, all right, you know what I mean? Like, and it go back and forth, really. Yeah, it go both ways. But I done been in them situations before, and shout, she bad in the mud. Let me holler at her, get the number, and she can't hold the conversation. Or going back to what my boy Smurf was saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sliding them sheets and that poom poom whack, and you can't hold the conversation. Ooh, you got to get out the stable. Like you can't stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I agree. Smurf. Like I feel like, if it's discussed and y'all both comfortable, why not? But if you with somebody that they told you like, no, I don't see that, relationship. I don't know. I feel like certain conversations are what you have at the earliest convenience anyway. As far as like, let's say it's a responsibility of the other person. Let's say they had some trauma, right? You dating someone with sexual trauma, they might not want to do anything, but you have to, like, they might have to tell you that, because it's going to get a point, like, you're not supposed to just try to do that. If you're really dating and you're trying to be serious, you don't want to just be doing that with everybody. Because let's say I go date 5 people, I'm going on date 5 days a week, right? That's 5 different bodies if I decide to just slide with each last one of them. But if I don't do that, see what I'm saying? So no, like, but at the same time, I'm gradually learning somebody, and then it's like, all right, we established we in a relationship. But then, like, I recently had a friend, I'll tell you, I have a friend, I'm gonna say his name, but he recently got out of a relationship because he ain't have nothing with his relationship no more. Like, he was like, it's 3 months, he was talking to me, he's like, I ain't had nothing, And I kind of felt bad for him, because I'm like, you are in a relationship. Based off the stuff he was telling me, contributing. He said wasn't nothing wrong with her. I asked him the stuff I'm telling y'all about, the trauma, the this, the that, because it affects stuff for some people. So I said, well, talk to her again. He talked to her again, and apparently this woman didn't want to do anything, and he broke up with her because he felt like that was something he wanted. So I feel like the biggest thing is to conversate. We grown, we can talk. If we talking and it gets to a point where, it's never going to be a relationship. Some women have the choice, of course. We all have the choice to be like, well, he don't even want a relationship with me, so why should I give him some booty? But if he in a relationship with me and he really taking a relationship serious, not just saying, oh, we're in a relationship now. No, he take a relationship serious, and he doing the stuff that he's supposed to be doing as a man to prove he need to be in a relationship with her, then of course, why not? Like, I personally don't believe in the wait until marriage, because you have no experience. Like, let's say you're 28 years old. Have y'all seen Married at First Sight on Netflix?
I heard of it, but I ain't watched it.
It's this girl on here, y'all. She's a virgin. She's 28 years old. And she did not ever have sex, basically, because she a virgin, which is nothing wrong with that. And she looked as precious, and she, Christian and stuff like that. Yeah. She's seen it as special, and that's good for her, right? However, the guy they matched her with was not a virgin, and he was experienced, but it wasn't that he couldn't wait for her. It's like, once they got married, she didn't have sex with him still. And then, yes, they got married. They kind of and it was a perfect match, y'all. It hurt my heart. I was like, wait, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait for them.
No, that wasn't no perfect match.
Hell no, I'm gonna tell you why.
Listen, swinging that thing, boy.
Listen, this is why it was a perfect match. It was a perfect match because he was a very patient man. And with somebody that haven't experienced nothing, they have to be very patient with them. He was patient throughout the whole thing. He never snapped. Because I was like, this man gonna snap. He didn't put him with his girl, but no, he didn't snap. He was patient. He was a very decent guy. She just was real, like, to me, she was real skittish, and she became childish looking on TV. So, like, when, let's say he tried to, like, they had to play the roll the dice game. It was like, kiss me on my neck or my boob or something like that when they rolled the dice, and she was like, oh no, that's too much. And I was like, oh my God,
she got kicked off the show off top. You got to go, Shawty. Hey.
So no, they wound up at the end getting a divorce, and she was upset because she was like, I don't know why, he should have thought it was special, but she had all this time to at least lose it, and she didn't even lose it, and she's almost 30. Like, I feel like the virgin thing for some women, especially when it's tied to, a religion. I'm not even going to just say Christianity, just some religion is tied to that. It affects women realizing that it's a certain age where it's like, all right, I get you think it's precious, but you need some experience, because the real life is I ain't going to say you're going to get cheated on, but it's a possibility, because men, at the certain age, you just have to know what you like too, because that's how, when you go in a relationship and you're dating, and let's say you do want a relationship, once you finally, getting comfortable, you're like, okay, I like A, B, and C. And then they like, okay, well, I don't like this, because they know. But if you have never done anything, then that's a big issue because you don't know what you like.
Yeah. That plays on a lot of different issues and situations.
Yeah.
Smurf, you've been quiet the whole show, pimp.
That's how I've been talking to it.
No, Smurf tried to sit back, brother. We had a long discussion about this thing a week or so ago. So I was trying to explain this to somebody too. Dating multiple women at one time is not a bad thing. The bad thing is when you lie to them and when you try to knock all of them off. You can't do that. Mm. If you're looking for marriage, you can't really do that. You know what I mean? So if you got shawty number and y'all conversating, y'all go on different dates, that's cool. But if you're expecting something up front, I'll say if you're expecting her to be wifey material within the first month or so, then you're gonna lose every time because you're not gonna find that. Most people ain't gonna show that. And then I got what I call that rubber band effect. You tell somebody this, and this, and they start acting like that, like you were saying earlier, and they'll show you what you want to see, and then 6 months in, that rubber band snap, and they go back to who they truly are, and they show themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People can't fake the funk for so long.
It's true.
But Smurf, come on, bro, hit me with some criteria options. What you looking for? Not what you looking for, but what you gotta see to try to wife shawty up. Or how do you go through your, I ain't gonna say Rolodex, but how do you go through your thought process when picking someone?
I mean, we got to have that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? You got to have that. You just got to have that natural feel for each other. You know what I'm saying? When we talking, everything flowing. Ain't nothing forced. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have similar likes, you know, and at the same time, she has to be open to want to do a little something before marriage. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna pressure it.
Something.
I ain't gonna pressure it. But at the same time, it's like that's just one of my things. I'm like, man, look, don't have me waiting this long. And we just dating, and I know 9 times out of 10, let's just keep it real. Women have options.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, don't have me waiting this long, and you still dealing with one of your exes or something, or you giving it up the old buddy over here, Jim Bob. You feel me?
Yeah.
Cause one thing about it, they want men to be upfront, but a lot of times women don't be upfront neither about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they be expanding, you know what I'm saying, the dating scene and stuff. But at the end of the day, they got they little, you know what I'm saying, they little D appointments here and there that they don't like to disclose because you know what I'm saying, a lot of them tend to want to make it seem like they're so innocent out here.
Yeah.
You feel me? So all I'm saying, just be upfront, be cool with me. Let me know what's up. Don't string me along because I ain't gonna string you along. You feel what I'm saying? If I feel like the situation ain't fully what you looking for right now, I'll let you know. Look, if you want to carry this on the way we got it, we can do that. But if you don't, I understand. You can go about your way. Hopefully we can stay cool enough to where if you don't establish yourself over here with whoever you want to be with, you know what I'm saying, we could probably work something out later on. I have done that before. You know what I'm saying? And as men, what you said earlier, stop trapping these girls, dog.
For real.
These first 4 to 6 months you dealing with the woman, everything is blissful, cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cupcake and everything is just beautiful. Don't knock shawty up, bro.
Don't do it.
Don't be in a relationship if you know you still want to go out here and, you know what I'm saying, mess around with Becky and goddamn lay them. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful, dog.
And that ain't even just about being respectful to the woman. That's about being respectful to yourself, man. Because if that woman catch feelings for you, bro, and you telling her all these sweet on the pillow at night, and then she act the ass, that's what your ass get. You know what I mean? Just be real with them up front. And if she ain't woman enough to handle the situation that you trying to bring forth, then that's something you have to break ties with that situation because you don't want to keep hurting somebody. And then when Mr. Right come along, she can't even open up. You know what I'm saying? And have a blissful, blossomful relationship. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't
right.
do that, man. That damage is it's hurtful and it's hard to get over. And I'm speaking from experience. Like
Yeah.
it's just certain things that I refuse to tolerate, and there's certain things I'm not gonna open up to. You know what I mean? And if somebody keep doing that over and over, relationship 5, relationship 6, relationship 7, you ain't never gonna get married. You're gonna be too busy defending yourself. You know what I mean? You ain't never gonna let that guard
Right.
down. So yeah, man, just
Thing
not
is,
only
man,
not only are you protecting yourself with the truth, but you also protecting her as well. Go ahead, Smurf.
and the thing is, man, Cat, to all my fellas, stop being afraid to lose that cutty, man.
Ooh.
Just let's just keep it G. That's why you string these women along. That's why you like Kia say, she tell you what all she want, and you're doing it. You finite with it for months. You're holding it down. But it gets to a point to where, bro, if you eventually it comes to a point to where you can tell by the woman's action, she's giving you that ultimatum. She's letting you know, like, all right, man, you feel me? What are we? What we gonna do? You got to be a man about it and let Shawty know, man, look, I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard because you're gonna be like, damn, boy, I ain't gonna be able to hit that thing like I want to no more, man. She gonna be
or at all.
She gonna be out here, you know what I'm saying, checking out cuz them now. Look, it is what it is.
Facebook, Instagram, pictures, boo
Come on,
thing.
man. But at the end of the day, we got to realize too, if you that man, you that man. Regardless if she go out and do her thing when you break that off, if she really fuck with you and she respect how you went about it, later on y'all could possibly rekindle that.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's what cats don't realize, man. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Listen to Michael Jackson, man, on the Billie Jean song, man. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts, man. I'm tired of seeing these Facebook posts on Father's Day, man. All these women talking about all these dudes.
They hurt.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so we talking about healing again, right? And I feel like that's kind of the center thing is healing from past relationships. So, or we saying basically, I think what we saying is give yourself a break and understand why you feeling a certain way, so you can heal that position in your life. Because without giving yourself a break and you jumping out of one relationship directly into another, you ain't giving yourself time to heal. Now, relationship number 2, giving you the same vibes of relationship 1 and some other issues. Now you got 3 issues when you had 1 at the beginning. So
to begin with, yeah.
So like give yourself time and don't be afraid to take that break. And that's what I mean by sitting in that quiet, dark room. That's being by yourself, like having that conversation with yourself. Like, dang, what do I want? What do I like about this relationship? What did I like about that relationship? What I don't like about these relationships?
Yeah.
And what am I willing to accept going forward? You know what I mean? Dang, Smurf, what the hell you want?
And I truly, he said you coming back.
Oh.
I truly agree though, because like when I think about it, I do that. Like I look at it where I've come in my relationship. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not even exactly where I want to be yet in a relationship. Like I'm talking or whatever. Yeah. But I feel like as far as where I'm at now with dating, I'm proud of myself, because it was a point where I just look back and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then it's like progressing. It's like, okay, I'm doing better. I'm asking the questions I need to ask. Okay. This person seems a lot more mature than the last one, too. So like that's what you're supposed to do. And then if let's say you can't get over something that you've been through a traumatic experience, the best thing for any person to do, male or whatever, is for you to go get counseling. The biggest problem with Black community now is that we do not get help. We don't get help. If something bothers us, we like, oh, I'm gonna go do this. You know. Go get some help. You hurt, You need, even if it's a friend, go get a friend, call them, talk to them. But a lot of reasons some people hurting people the way they hurt people is because they were not raised on any type of love. So you got people out here dating that's raised on survival. They don't know how to love. So they get somebody else to try to make them, okay, how do I supposed to love? Teach me. You know that song, Teach Me How to Love. They want to do that. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna teach you. I want you to come ready.
That's patience though.
No, hold on, wait. No, that's a standard. If you don't want to have to teach someone how to love, because they supposed to love themselves before they came to you. Remember?
True.
Remember I talked about that earlier. They supposed to know how to love themselves. That's before you get into any relationship. You better love yourself, or you finna do some damage.
Yeah.
You know. So love yourself enough, because you're gonna hurt that person and yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself more. You know, if you get with somebody and you raised off of survival versus raised off of love. You could be raised off both, know how to survive and know how to be, you know, love. Yeah. But if you don't know anything about love and you like, I'm just gonna get in this relationship, you finna do some damage.
Yeah.
You go get some therapy before. That's what I should have said earlier. If you in a place where you hate, like you just feel like you just want to have, like, if you just want to have sex with a bunch of women and you just do all this and you don't care about relationship, figure out why. Because it should be somewhere inside of you where you like, I really do want one person, you know? Or if you see where, let's say somebody got a daddy and their daddy had 10 kids from 6 women, you know, that's all they seen. But that's not healthy. If you're not, you know, if you're not raised in society like in some countries where some people do that, and they even think that's not healthy. If you don't feel like something's right, that's all I'm gonna say. Get some help, you know, because you're gonna affect, even let's say you get this child, the child is gonna see the same thing and repeat the same thing that they see, you know, and it's not healthy. So we have a bunch of unhealthy relationships. Like you talked about, I don't know which one of y'all said, you know, the Facebook, y'all get in a relationship for Facebook posting, this, that, and the other. Yeah. Why? And everybody know it's unhealthy.
Man, that's the thing to do. That's the thing to do. They want that.
But it's unhealthy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't care. I've asked that. One of my things too about being in a relationship, I don't want to post pictures. I don't like it. And people like, why? You just don't want nobody to see who you with. If my partners, my mama, my brother, them know who I'm with, that's all that matter to me. I don't care about nobody else in the street. You know what I mean? Because y'all might call me, I'm jinxy or whatever you want to call me. But the last couple relationships that I've been in, when I started posting Facebook pictures, our relationships started getting rocky as hell. You know what I mean?
Me too.
So like, so I stopped it. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, like for that first year I've been with somebody and there was no pictures and we working on us, that shit be smooth as hell. When it gets to that year mark, you like, all right, go ahead and post a picture. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. And it goes straight downhill, Niagara Falls. That shit just washed down the goddamn drain because I don't know what come out with these posts or whatever. But my only thing is, people prey on that energy, you know what I'm saying? Once they see that good energy, people start talking bad about you. And when them people start talking bad about you, you don't know who it is because you just posting it on Facebook. It could be anybody.
Anybody could be.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just don't like that. That's just me. Smurf.
Yeah, me too.
Stop being so quiet, bro.
I just chime back in, but don't be trying to call me out like I ain't had no good points, man. What's up? Where we at?
You had some perfect points, my brother.
Yeah.
I just see you back there nodding your head like you just
I'm just a learner, man, you feel me? I'm learning too, you feel me? I'm always a student of the game, man. I'm a student of life, man. You know what I'm saying? I explore different perspectives and stuff like that. You dig?
Yeah. I can for one say I did get counseling at one point in time too. And that shit helps so much, man. Like for real.
Yeah.
Like it opens your mind to seeing a different perspective other than what your mama got to say, or what your brother done got to say, or what your partners done got to say. Cause some of your partners then might be like me. They might say, you know what I'm saying? Go get you something else. Go slide on something else. And that's what they at right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what they at in their life right now. You feel me? So you can't kind of rely on that all the time. So when you talk to somebody else outside of your normal world, out of your, you know what I'm saying, 360 degrees, you talk to somebody way outside of it, they're gonna give you a totally different perspective looking in on it. And then you're gonna have to sit back and look at yourself and be like, well,
never thought about it like that.
Yeah. Or you gonna be like, or you gonna be like, I was dead ass wrong. Go ahead,
remember we were talking to the homie, I ain't gonna say his name.
I got you.
He was trying to talk to us about what would you do if you're trying to get with this woman and establish yourself and be married. And I'm like, bro, I can only give you the perspective from a bachelor's point of view. I can't just give you the perspective of a guy who's just outwardly looking for a marriage, because he was looking at what I was saying is, oh man, you can't move like that. You ain't gonna never. I'm like, bro, well, I ain't necessarily on that wavelength right now. I could just give you the best of what I got right now. If you now if you don't accept it, then you got to go talk to somebody that's married. You know what I'm saying, and establish how they got to where they at. You got to know who you're talking to.
Even in that perspective, I can say hands down, I've talked to a few people, because I know I keep telling y'all I'm gonna do that documentary, and I got all my questions wrote down on my wall back here. And I'm gonna say this: I've talked to a couple people married 20-something plus years. It's one couple I can say that are truly happy with it. I ain't gonna say truly happy with it right now, but you can tell they vibe with each other on a totally different level. The other couples that I talked to, they was just pretty much like, they don't want to be there. They stuck in it because, you know, they don't put that much time in the relationship. They ain't going nowhere. They finna. I was like, man, it can't be that bad. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So like, even in that, it's just like, shit, like, you got to start working on who you are and what you want. You know what I'm saying? You can't just jump out. I like the same partner we talking about. You can't jump out there and expect every woman to be wifey material. That shit is dead. You know what I mean? They might be in the same situation you in. They might just want some wood every now and again. You know what I mean? But you, like I said, you have to be real with yourself and say, all right, what has she shown me or what has he shown me to make me want to put that person on that pedestal? Because with me, everybody come in on one level. Now, whether you go negative or positive, it's completely on you and how you react. You know what I mean? And if you get to the point where, oh, you act like you don't want to talk to me or call me no more. Nah, I'm busy. You done made your mark. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, Smurf, you know what I'm saying? That first appearance. Like once it get to a certain level, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I might want a wife, but I'm not finna sit there and think every woman that I meet gonna be a wife. And that's the concept a lot of people got to stop thinking on, or stop trying to like grass holes who I'm gonna wipe this person up on. I'm gonna make him my hubby. No, Jody might be swinging wood from here to California right now. You might not want to make Jody your goddamn husband. You know what I mean? Or Jody might not mentally be in a tough enough spot to say, I can take care of my family when it come down to a tight situation. You know what I mean? That mental, that mindset. That's all I've been on these last couple months. I can say a whole year. It's just mindset, shifting mindset, changing the way you look at life, and mindset is everything, man.
Yeah, man. People just got to be
definitely.
Word. You got to be cognitive of how you dealing with your partner, man, and you don't destroy the people you dealing with. Have some respect for that person you dealing with. Don't destroy them, and stop leaving these soul ties so early. Children are soul ties. Whether people want to believe that or not, you're gonna have this constant connection with this person for the rest of their life.
Right.
So don't just frivolously go out here and just start having babies by any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people may look at me because, you know, I done brought this up a couple conversations we had on this podcast. Like, man, come on, man. People make mistakes. Well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you like you know, that old school granddad who gonna get it to you real.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry that you got to go through it, but you like Kia said, you got to go get some counseling, some therapy to get over that mental bitterness that's been built up inside of you. Yeah. And for the ones that's not in that predicament, know what not to do.
Yeah.
You know what not to do. If you a dude and all your homeboys, all they do is bash their baby mamas, they got messed up relationship with their baby mamas, you got to look at them and their situation like, dang, how did they get in that? And don't follow that same print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel me?
That's something I teach my kids, man. And a lot of people might say they too young for it, but I'm like, listen, man, when we was young, we was doing a lot of things before it was time for us to do it. You know what I mean? So if I can put them in the mindset of, hey, all right, this what come with kids. This also what comes with kids. But this is also what comes with sex. Now weigh that junk out. I'm gonna tell you what daddy been through. I'm gonna tell you what aunt been through, and I'm gonna tell you what your granddaddy been dealing with. You know what I mean? And then you got to weigh that option out, because it could be a generational curse on that family, or what the men going through. You know what I'm saying, in that family, or what the women going through in that family. You just have to mentally prepare your kids for what to do and what not to do, and give them the proper tools. You know what I'm saying? You give them money to go eat with, so give them tools to go work through life with as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And money is a tool as well.
Word.
Yeah. And that curse is kind of like what I said earlier. Remember I said how you can get, like when I said how some men, you know, for instance, even some women, the same thing actually is mental. It's like a mental thing that they learn. So if you see your dad or your granddad, or you see your mama or your grandmama had a bunch of kids, they had no man around, you know, or you have the dad was never around and he had a bunch of kids, then if the child grow up and they see that, they're gonna be like, well, I guess this what I'm supposed to be as a man. This what I'm supposed to be as a woman, you know? So they go out in the world and be toxic, pretty much. Yeah. Because they don't know the proper way to do things, you know? And then that's where you get the women with, I don't need a man, you know? And then you get the men and be like, F these hoes, you know? Like, so you got that because of that generational thing. It's literally what's happened, you know? Instead of us trying to understand each other, getting some help, loving each other, learning a different way. So it's good, you know, that you saying you teaching your sons, you know, pretty much that this is what I did. I want y'all to do something different, you know, and not bashing their mom for whatever, even if your mom, they mom the worst person in the world, not bashing them because they see that. So they won't go out and start bashing the girls they date, you know, and stuff like that, because it'll come when people do that. When I see all that on Facebook timeline, I just know it's coming from a place of hurt. You know, you just know it. It's like you just see it. You like, they hurt. Scroll up. They hurt. You keep scrolling. I want to keep seeing that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna unfollow.
Yeah. Hey, I've been doing that lately. What? But one thing, my oldest son, he went to his first dance or whatever, and he had a date, but he never tell me. Like they be real quiet about it. So I pulled up on him before the dance, and I was like, I said, "What you got going on?" "Oh, it's a dance at school." Da, da, da. I was like, "All right, that's cool." I said, "You know what you supposed to do?" And he was like, "Yes, sir." I said, "What is it?" He just kind of looked at me. I said, "How you supposed to treat a woman when you going out and you taking her somewhere?" Oh, and he gave me the laws that I've been giving him. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I said, "All right, that's a bit." And I said, "You better open the door for her too." And he said, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, open the door for her." He just kind of looked at me. I said, "I'm gonna give you this game, like right now. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Pay attention. That's gonna make you different." You know what I mean? And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, "All right." And then I seen her pull up, and then he opened the door for her, like when they went and got back in the car. So I was like, "All right, my job done." You know what I mean? And I was like, make sure she's straight and make sure she come home the same way she left. That's your job. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's your duty. And he was like, "All right," you know what I mean? But like, even that's one thing I try not to do either. I'm not finna talk bad about your mom in front of your face, because that make it seem okay that you can go, like you were saying, to that next relationship and talk bad about her to somebody else. And what that does is perpetuate some more generational curses that we also have to break. You know what I mean? Exactly. And then now this woman being hurt because you talking trash about her because your homeboy got loose lips. You know what I mean? So like we have to give ourselves and our kids the proper tools, so we can't keep jumping back through that cycle. I know one of the stats that I did see though was about single parents and households. Yeah. That shit is that number is pretty high. I don't know why I can't find it.
It's very high, ain't it?
Yeah, it's real high. Like, I think the percentage of single mothers in households right now is 65% or something like that.
Probably about 80 plus in the black family.
Black community. Black community probably the highest.
Black or African American is 65%. Latino is 41%. Non-Hispanic and white, I don't know why it ain't showing me that. It's taking me to a totally different website. 24%.
Black the highest, pretty much.
Okay, hold up. 2018 is the most recent one. It's 53%. American, Indian, Asian Pacific. It's giving me all that. Black, 65%. God dang, we got to do better.
Definitely, yeah.
That's crazy.
Definitely. Because I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's our family dynamic. It's not taken serious. You know, like we talk about, we're talking about now is a big issue, meaning, you know, the dating. The reason some cultures, like, you know, I teach online, right? Yeah. So pretty much I've learned more, actually a lot more, teaching people in Saudi Arabia, you know, how the men treat the women is, you know, amazing. as far as what we see over here, the negative, part of them wearing things and stuff, and they have to, people that don't know enough, they're like, oh, they just wear stuff over their heads. No, they got to do a lot before they even get with this woman. They can't sleep. They don't post to sleep around. Now, some men gonna be men, they do sleep around.
Yeah.
But as far as the women, they're kept, meaning they're taken care of. Like what Smurf was saying, the men are looked at as protectors and providers for their families, and they know that before. And like Smurf was hitting some points, like he talked about, make sure you're financially stable before you really know you really want somebody, because they take that serious. It's a guy I remember talking to. He got his master's degree, got a decent job, but he said, because I asked him, I be forgetting, because I'm like, oh, you got a girlfriend, because they talk to you and stuff, and you have to teach them English. So he's like, no girlfriend. I cannot afford a girlfriend right now. Do you know how much it costs to get a wedding? I can't just date. I have to have before I marry, because this woman, they explain it so simple. This woman needs to be taken care of. When I have my children from her, I need to make sure they go to great schools. A lot of them are only raising architects and doctors and nurses. They care about that.
Yeah.
But what do we have as Black people as a whole when it comes to the higher society of over here? We do have like more entertainers and stuff like that. But when it really comes down to a lot of doctors, we're doing a little better in that. But with the family dynamic is so loose,
Yeah.
And it used to didn't be like that,
I think they got a lot. I think they got a lot to do with that media and showing, but also like I can speak for myself personally.
Yeah.
If I'd have known some of the things I'd have known about school back then, I probably would have jumped out the gate and went straight to college. But I was doing some other shit. You know what I mean? I wasn't studying it at one point in time because of the principal. Like I just kind of got out of like learning because I didn't feel like I was learning anything of value. Like I just didn't. And to me, now looking back on it, it was more of an independent mindset. And school doesn't teach independent mindset or entrepreneurship. They don't teach you that. Right. They don't show you how to get to that goal. But if I'd have knew other options about certain schools and certain degrees that you can get, I probably would have did that, like with no hesitation. But I didn't see that. I didn't see that as an option. I didn't see that as a way out. I didn't see that as my life being better or getting the things that I wanted to see. So perspective had a lot to do with me choosing a certain career path. But for me, at the end of the day, all I grew up around was music from a child. So like sitting there watching my grandma play piano in the church, or sitting beside her while she playing piano in the church, aunties in the choir and stuff like that. Like then one of my aunties graduated from Fort Valley with, through the little singing program thing down there. So it's like that's what I seen. That's what I fell in love with at first, and like that's what I just kind of stuck with. But like you said, at the same time, I got a job, so I'm steady hustling, doing other stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, to maintain until something else pop off. So it's like we don't get to see that other dynamic about a doctor. We don't get to see Bill Cosby, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, in the household, or even as Bill Cosby is one of my dad's partners. All my dad partners was pretty much potheads, and they was brick masons. I knew from the jump I wouldn't want to do no damn brick mason work, even though I can do it, and I can tell you how to do it. I don't want to do that shit, man. Yeah. Like that was just me, so I was like, what else could I do? Sure enough, ain't trying to do no brick mason. Didn't want to be a preacher, cause got a lot of people in the family that's a preacher. I don't want to do none of that. I don't feel like at that time, even as a child, I didn't feel like church was right. So I was like, all right, so what I'm gonna do? And then one day it just hit me, jump back in music, and that's what I did, and I've been grinding ever since. Smurf, what about you? Did you see a different dynamic or a different direction you wanted to grow in? I know you got a degree in what's your degree in again, Smurf?
I got a degree in general studies, basically just an upgraded high school diploma.
What's the other one?
Health and Human Performance. It's a science degree.
Yeah, that one.
And
like, how did you even jump into that field though? Because when you told me that when you was in school, I was like, what? What made you want to go for that? I was like, that's different,
I initially went for physical therapy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I was at school and I was taking some of the class, I was like, I don't know if I really want to go that route, because I was more into like the training part of physical fitness and wellness. You know what I'm saying? I was into the training and the supplemental part. So once I got my first degree, I was like, let me go back and finish up and get, you know what I'm saying, finish off this health and human performance degree, because hey, it falls under what I really want to do anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went back and I got it, because I always was interested in health and people's wellness, and you know what I mean? And at the same time, people's mental state, because a lot of psychology, I had to take psychology classes when I was doing it, just to go into people's, mindsets, to see what drives them to reach certain athletic goals.
Yeah.
And one thing about us that I noticed with me growing up in Vidalia, man, like we didn't have too many different outlets or avenues that took us in the different directions.
Yeah.
Unless you know what I'm saying, had a family that was kind of expanding your horizon, taking you to different places and putting you on game, or what else you could possibly do out here. For the most part, I mean, most of our family members was working. They had regular jobs. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, they may mention being a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, but it's like, if your family ain't really come from that, because you know what I'm saying, most of us came from humble beginnings, country living, you ain't gonna really strive for that. You ain't gonna really care for it. It's just gonna be like something,
right?
So
So it's a different bar set when you see it. Then you know it can be achievable. One of the nights that I remember that really made me want to dive into music, man. I was sitting in my living room or my bedroom, and my bedroom at that time was on the front side of the house, or where my mama in the crib at. And you know, Elpstein just busy, and it's got all kind of traffic on it, like so you can find anything, right? So I'm laying in the bed one night, and the window up, cause mama got the air off, and I hear somebody outside my window rapping. Like, I was like, damn. I said, who that is? I said, that sound like Reggie. So, Jackie wasn't playing that. It was late night, too. You ain't finna crack no door in Jackie house, and she don't know nothing about it. So, I was like, man, bump that. I got to see who this is. So, I'll look out the window, and it's Aunt Reggie. Then Shake Money get into it with him. They in the cipher, so to speak. So, they just passing the mic. And I'm like, dang. So, it's a bunch of people that know how to rap around here, too? I said, now that's something I want to do. And at that time, I had different posters of like Snoop Dogg, Bone Thugs and Harmony, those type of people on my wall. So now I feel like the dream is achievable. You know what I'm saying? Just it's right there outside my window.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So anything else, I don't see nothing else that I want to do. You know what I mean? And if I didn't even know psychology was even some type of degree that you can get into. But at that time, as a child, I didn't. But as I got older, I was like, I'm more intrigued with the mind and how people think. So, dang, that would have been a perfect field for me. But ain't nobody ever showed me that option. You know what I'm saying? I never seen that option. So I was like, I don't even know how to go about. I don't even know the right terminology to even speak on, to even access that information at that time. So that had a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about the internet age, man. Now we have the opportunities to be self-educated.
Yeah. Google.
Yeah, man. There's nothing you can't learn online right now.
Yeah.
Trust me. So if you want to learn something, you want to expand your mind, look for it. It's there. Yeah. And if you feel like you can monetize it and make a good living for yourself, then go all the way with it. Stop playing. One thing about it, because we come from a small town, we feel like we have to always go for the small goals.
And that ain't true.
Yep.
That ain't true. We can always go for the bigger goals. We just have to strive for it, and you got to know you can get it, regardless if your family supports you, mama, daddy, your homies, regardless of who don't support you. If you feel like that's what you want to do, and you know that you're gonna really put that work into it, make it happen. Ain't no excuse.
Yep. And that's the thing I was saying, like, with school and stuff, it's good if you go. However, that don't mean you're gonna be guaranteed a good job.
Yeah.
Right.
So the reason I mentioned too, I just wanted to clear that up. Pretty much I mentioned him having a master's degree. I'm saying, like, as far as caliber, he would have did good. He'd have easily got him a wife, If he's making, like, what was he? He was an engineer with his master's degree. And he's, as far as dating someone, he'd been fine over here in America, but over there, that was the point I was making. They have such a high caliber, when it comes to dating. But here we don't have that, as much, so that's why I think that's what I was saying earlier. I think dating is really a big thing for women and men, because men, y'all need to know what y'all like too.
Yeah.
You need to figure out, just because you, like you said, just because you stay in a small town, you might not want to date people in a small town. You might want to go, I don't date nobody in Vidalia. Nobody in Vidalia can ever tell you I date nobody in Vidalia. And that don't sound, it's just too small. Like, as far as, to me, a lot of people aren't open-minded. Like, I have to date based off of how I talk to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could date outside and stuff.
But that's one thing I found myself, is the willingness of people to open their mind to other things, especially when it comes to like religion, or even when it comes to how you want to I'll say your life perception or your life goals. Like,
right,
they okay with this and this, and I'll be like, damn, I ain't okay with it. Like, it make me feel weird sometimes, and I don't try to put nobody down because they okay with what they okay with. That ain't what I'm saying. It's just like, if I like what I like, then I just like what I like. Ain't nothing else to say or do about it. But on that same thing, like going back to the relationship thing, if you like what you like and you willing to settle for somebody else, don't expect them to be nobody else. No, the counselor told me the perfect example. She was like, if you meet Jenny, and Jenny's this type of person on 10/17 whatever, Jenny gonna be that same type of person 5 years from now. Don't expect Jenny to change. If you can't fall in love with that person that you meet at that date and time, then that relationship is doomed from the get-go. And I never seen it like that. Like you were saying earlier, what were you saying? Potential. I was dating for potential because I seen the potential, but they might not ever see that potential in themselves.
In themselves, yeah.
And if they never see that potential in themselves, then your dream for them would be too big or too much for them. You know what I'm saying? They can't carry that weight. So I learned that shit the hard way as well, man. But like you said, that's all learning curves and understanding. And now I understand why I dated for potential. And it's because
and now you'll go into a relationship and it'll be better than that one because you understand something new. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Smurf over there.
Told you he be over there zoning out, man.
He just be like,
Hey, man, I respect the dialogue, man. One thing about it, people need to learn this, man, because the dating scene and the relationship scene is rough in our areas.
Definitely rough.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get right, man.
Unless you want to spin that wheel of fortune, you can go around the world if you want to. What dot you land on is completely on you. You know what I mean?
That's fine too.
Yeah, like it just depends on what you want. And Smurf, give me something else before I start winding this thing up. Give me something else. One more thing. We got to get one more because we done talked about loving yourself, mental, you know what I'm saying? Mental health for yourself, knowing what you want, stuff like that. I think we talked about something else as well, but healing. Like, heal before you get in the next relationship. So,
you got to be open to maintenance. You got the longer the relationship go, you have to readjust. You have to refine what's been going on in the relationship because things change. You have to be self-aware to, you know what I'm saying, the possible changes in the relationship. You feel what I'm saying? And y'all got to be willing to readjust. Y'all got to start doing different things and be open to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to recalibrate relationships because sometimes you get too caught up in that whole monotonous routine of the day-to-day, hey honey, bye honey type situation. You know what I'm saying? You want to switch it up, take a trip somewhere else, do something random. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just constantly being spontaneous, man. Don't never lose that glow from the beginning, man.
Man, like that TikTok video I shared the other day, yesterday or something like that. The couple was walking through the Walmart store and they seen the like little movie being like $3 or $4 or whatever, and then they just dig in the movie bin and grab a movie. And it's like, if you ain't never seen it before, we buy it. Then we go to the next aisle. You walk down the aisle and they blindfolded pointing at the aisle. And then it's like, all right, stop. And they look at what they pointing at and they pick something from that area. So they had candy, they had the wine, they had the movies, and they had something else. And I was like, dang, that's cool as hell, because that's something different every time you go in the Walmart, or that's your date night. Your date night could be different just by doing that every night. You know what I mean? Or every night that y'all have date night or whatever. So like, being open, a lot of people might not be open to that, or that's just something you have to completely just randomly say, all right, let's do this. Some people might be reluctant to that.
That's true.
Real going to a relationship with knowledge. LJ Spark, what did it do? What he said, for real, going to a relationship with knowledge. Got to have knowledge yourself. You got to know who you are. And no, hey, I'm gonna end on this one. I'm gonna let this one be the last topic. When you dating, know who you dating. Like, know that woman. Don't be airheaded and not know what she like, or not know what makes her smile. You can never have a sustaining relationship. If you can't make her smile and y'all have been together 3-4 years, bro, you ain't on your job. I'm gonna say this.
Definitely not.
Like, bro, like, men, we have to step our game up when it comes to stuff like that too, because you can't say, oh, well, I went and bought her flowers. That motherfucker might can't grow no flowers, bro. You can't buy her flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you like, well, I went and bought this for the house. She might not like that either, man. Like, you have to figure out what is her triggers. You know what I'm saying? And that's that psychology thing that I said that I pretty much would have fell into, because when I'm dating somebody,
you can still do it.
Huh?
You can still do that.
They ain't got the patience. It's a lot of weed smoke, a lot of reading.
Having some weed smoke right now.
That's what's wrong with you over there, huh?
I can't smoke, man. You feel me? Got jobs coming up and stuff like that. So
no, but see, for me, one thing I did learn about myself is I don't have the patience for a lot of stuff no more. So when it comes to like patience and actually sitting down to, I ain't gonna necessarily say learn, because I like reading. I buy books all the time. But you talking about going through a whole school phase again? I just mentally, I ain't even prepared for that no kind of way. I know I'm not. And I'm not gonna be focused enough to give it my all. So I'm not even gonna waste my time or the university's time with any type of money.
That's how I feel about getting my master's. I don't
For real?
feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it, because it's just like that. It takes so much time to do.
Yeah.
And patience I ain't got. And for me, be real, like, it's hard enough having a degree sometimes, and then you trying to get the jobs that you're applying for, or you get the interviews, and then it's something wrong. And you're like, man, you know what?
Connections, man. Networking.
I had to start lying on jobs by not having a degree.
Yeah.
For real, they don't hire you with a degree.
Yes, sometimes you have to take it off the resume for you to get the job. I'm learning that.
Damn. But see, that's one thing too. I tell my kids too, man. And a lot of people telling them go to school. I'm like, look, man. In this day and time, you can go to YouTube University and be just as smart or have just as much information as that person that went to school and got in that $200,000 worth of debt. I said, what you need to understand is what type of money you want to make and how to get to that point. It might not necessarily be school for you, but what point do you want to get at, and what do you see yourself at? Because I know some gaming programmers right now, $250,000 in debt, working at Walmart and somewhere else. Because like y'all said, it's something on their resume that somebody don't like and they can't get the job. But they went to the top school in the United States for video programming, video game programming. Like, come on, man. All his partners work at Madden. Like, come on. Like, it's just, he the only person out the clique that ain't got a job in video game design yet. How's that? Like, is it worth it? That's what I tell them too.
It's a lot of reasons why people don't get jobs in their field, though. Like, for one, I don't know, like, personally speaking, I know I actually had the hardest time. It's struggling. Like as far as what I really want, it's really hard because if I look at where I'm at, I'm still about it right now, you know. But if you apply, like I've applied to Savannah, I recently found out I need to change my resume to say I live in Savannah. Like I didn't know that. I still had it in Vidalia. You know, I have a pretty decent resume, but you know, once I've told interviewers that, they're like, like the interviewer will go perfect. It's like, okay, where do you live? And I'm like, oh, I live in Vidalia. And they're like,
how you gonna get to work?
Cold attitude shift, you know. Like, and I was like, well,
I learned that too when I was putting in applications as far as truck driving. I was putting in applications in different cities, like phone going off the hip like crazy.
Yes.
But it's like I said, dang, what are they looking at on my resume that make them say no or not even give them a call? I was like, so I asked somebody one time, like I went to the boss and I asked the boss, and he was like, man, change your address.
Yeah.
I was like, change my address. So when I did that, I learned. I put in I got 2 different resumes with 2 different addresses on. So when it's time to crank back up and start filling them applications out in different cities, when Rona leave, whenever she feel like going somewhere, it's gonna be on and popping. You know what I mean? Like for real.
Yeah. And that's something right now. Be careful because of that. Like even if you have interviews, like I said, I recently had a few of them. And the thing with that, you have to ask them, what are y'all COVID's precautions? How y'all working? You know, because you don't want to get out somewhere and then they don't have enough precaution. You're like, oh, I ain't got time to get sick, broken over.
Yeah.
Whatever. Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
You have to be precautious with yourself, man. Like I'm already an introvert, so I don't really go nowhere like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm still urban up like crazy. I've been getting all kind of teas and herbs and stuff just to, you know, put in my system to boost my immune system. And I ain't gonna say I ain't worried about it, but you know what I'm saying? Like you now when you go in the bathroom somewhere and you look at somebody, you're like, nigga, I know you just didn't.
You just cough.
Man, come on, bro. Like it's a different environment. You coughing. They coughing and they just walking straight out the door and like, man, come on, man. It make everybody look different now. Like you just gotta be aware of your surroundings, man.
I got a friend that y'all know anybody who got COVID. I do have a friend that got COVID. And it's sad because I don't know, like especially if you see the process that they deal with, it's real sad, you know. So I just be safe, be careful, because this ain't no joke. This ain't no cold or no flu, depending on how you get it. I think everybody get affected differently by it, is what I'm learning, but this ain't no joke.
Yeah, man. My cousin caught the corona and she just smoked weed for 2 weeks and drunk orange juice and she was fine and dandy. Yes, sir.
She young?
Hell no. She like mid-40s, I want to say. Late 40s.
I'm about to say my friend about 40 something. He got it. He was about to die.
Oh my God.
But see, I think that has to do with each individual immune system as well.
Immune system,
because like certain people get colds and certain people don't get colds, and I think that's the biggest effect. I think that's the biggest effect of, like, how does your immune system react towards infection, so to speak, or do you know how to treat an infection? You know what I'm saying, within your body. Now that's something totally different too. That goes back.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Individual relationships. How do you gonna treat this person, or how that's gonna happen?
No, he did.
For real, it goes back to the same thing. It's like, okay, so I'm gonna say this right. Y'all know we be on the spiritual tip, right? So when you meet a certain person, that certain person got a certain spirit. Now you go down the line and you meet another person and you be like, dang, you remind me of somebody. They don't remind you of a person. They remind you of a spirit that another person had. Now, if you can't learn to decipher that, you're going to be in a world of damn trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I done been in situations like that. It's like, I don't like that. All right, I'm going to fall back just because of the spirit. She might be a good person, but certain things don't sit well with me or don't align right. You know what I mean? So, what's Lil Spark said? Smurf.
Yo.
Yeah. Over the sleep, bro?
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Nodding like Uncle Grandpa and shit.
Say what?
Nodding like Uncle Grandpa.
Why ain't over here not?
Boy got his elderberry juice and tea over that, boy. He done went to sleep over there on the sofa watching Andy Griffith.
Man, chill out. Now I got my own herb, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to come holler at me, algae base. Sprinterilla.
What's that, tea?
Nah, that's my super herb right there.
You put it in water?
You put it in water, juice, no sodas.
I'm familiar with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feel me? Got all that.
I still ain't came over there and got that.
I think I might call it the Rona Shield.
Mm-hmm.
No, don't do that.
I ain't say Corona, I said Rona.
No. I know how to make some flu. I'm gonna give you a recipe for a flu bomb that's supposed to be good for like if people get COVID or whatever.
A flu bomb? What's in it?
Yeah, like
no, they business now, you know. Queen and the Base and her family ain't gonna disclose.
Never mind.
I said pretty much. I said I'll give you a recipe for it. I want people to get healed. You know?
Yeah.
I actually did talk to one of my students not too long ago. He said his wife was she had got COVID and she was pregnant. You know? And it was hurting him because for one, he couldn't be around her, and the baby, and he had to separate himself from her, you know. So I did research and I told him basically I had 2 family members also that had COVID. And well, one of them, no, 3 actually. 2 died, one of them lived. So pretty much I told them, you know, certain things they did, like they took the garlic tea, you know, every day. Like just certain, like really like a lot of natural stuff, pretty much. It helped supposedly, you know, clearing, because you know garlic is a natural antibiotic.
Yeah.
So you drinking that, not just an antibiotic, it's
antiseptic.
Yeah, but it's another word for it I'm trying to use and I can't think
anti-inflammatory.
of it. Is that it? It's kind of like, I don't want to say disinfectant. That sounds so
antiseptic.
It's
all right. We're gonna go with that anyway.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I just, you know, just stuff like that, like what you're saying about your product. That's perfect, you know. But the best thing is always, you know, natural stuff. Like you need to be eating. If you get sick, you ain't eat a bunch of soup. Don't be out here eating pizza, eating a lot of dairy products, stuff that's gonna cause mucus. You know, stuff that's gonna clean you.
Man, I was at Walmart earlier, and this lady was like, "Yeah, I got some of this. It's supposed to help boost your immune system. You got to worry about, you know, getting sick or whatever." And then, like, I look in her buggy, dog. Man,
you trying to die?
I like shit. That little vitamin tablet ain't finna help you. You got. She talking about, I'm looking for them new Krispy Kremes they got out. I said, man,
that ain't gonna help, baby.
Like, that tablet ain't finna help you. You just taking it for fun at this point.
Yeah, see, that's my problem though. Dairy, darn ice cream and cheese. I'll be like, ooh.
Man, I've been looking at vegan products, and I done seen a couple like vegan ice cream things and some vegan cheese. But
oh yeah, they good too. I like the Daiya cheese is good, and the because I don't try some of this stuff nasty. I ain't even finna sit here and play with you. Some of that stuff is nasty. They just need to just throw it at the person who created it. Just throw it all at them. But I think it's Daiya. They got some good cheese. It's a nut cheese made out of nuts. They have that, and they also have I think it's a soy ice cream. They're really good too, but they're expensive. Very expensive. Very expensive.
I bet they is.
Man, I need to eat something now. Sitting here talking.
No, you just said you got to eat a good ass plate. Now,
hey, don't be telling my business.
I ain't told you business. I just said a good plate. It could be anything on the plate, but you know.
Like I want a snack. Like I want some. I don't know. You know, like some peanuts, some boiled peanuts.
Nah, I don't do boiled peanuts, man. I just can't do boiled peanuts.
Well, bless your heart, because I do. I love
boiled peanuts.
Yeah, I just can't do them, bro. Like,
I'm about to go bust some down right now. Y'all want some? $5.
Yeah. Bucci done made some yesterday.
Oh yeah?
He got them big old boiled peanuts too.
Boochie
He got
always
the
making something on that move.
smoked meat in them. I ain't gonna eat the meat, but I like it's a good flavor in the peanuts.
Why you ain't oh, you ain't eating meat no more?
I'm pescatarian.
Oh Lord.
I did 3 months of eating chicken about 2 years ago, and I went right back to being pescatarian. So this about my 12th year. Pretty much. I didn't know that. As far as that little break. Yeah, I've been pescatarian for a while. Seafood and eggs. And I rarely eat eggs. The reason I went back to eating chicken is because my doctor told me I didn't have enough protein. And he was like, he ain't like my number. So I actually ate chicken for a little while and then went right back to my diet.
Why you ain't jump on the spinach and kale?
I did. But apparently, like I'm anemic, so it take a lot for me.
Yeah.
So I had to start, what I started back doing, because I had a like low energy, like it was affecting my energy like real bad. So I went ahead and rushed and did something different. Because I had been doing that. I've been making smoothies. I make good kale and spinach smoothies with cucumber and pineapple and coconut water. I do all that. But it didn't affect me because I wanted people that like, I don't want to get too personal, but you know, it affects my blood.
I'm anemic as well, man. That's why I have all that daggum. That's why I got all that sea moss around the house. I'm finna order me some more.
That helped. The sea moss?
Mm-hmm.
Help. Okay. I got the tablets. I haven't. It's kind of nasty. Like,
come on, get your son. Come on, get your son.
Nah, I got the.
I said I got the tablets.
Yeah,
hold on. Do I got the sea moss in here? Hold up.
Look, Smurf trying to sell it. I'm sorry, Smurf. I'm about something, baby. I'm about something. Look how he looking. Yeah.
You got it on deck.
I'm gonna throw some problems. Let me see. You still got some locks, Mayball.
Yeah, my sea moss game.
I got some.
Heavy.
I got some products for you. Then you got some.
No, cuz I got some products. I got you, cuz. Hit me up.
Yeah. I keep some sea moss, man. Every time I go to the city, I slide and get some. But it is what it is, man. Ever since I jumped on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody was trying to call me. Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you. I get the sea moss and spinach and stuff, and I jump on that real hard with the smoothies, and it'll jump my iron right back up. So
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear y'all.
Unmute your mic.
Let me turn this off.
Can you hear us now?
I hear y'all now. I had to turn the headset off. Somebody was trying to call me, child.
Booth ain't late night calling.
She
ain't even say nothing. She just smiled. Dang.
Wow.
We gonna let you go, man. We gonna let you go.
Whatever.
Let you get your Mac on.
A little bit.
Ain't gonna let you get your Mac on. You know, return up, man. It is.
Anyway, what I was saying before I was interrupted.
See, she ain't said rudely interrupted.
Yeah. So we gonna end like this.
It wasn't rude. He don't know I'm on the phone. But I was about to say, I said something, y'all. Oh yeah. You need some products, you know. I have meditation candles for you, both of y'all.
Hey, listen, right? Anyway, I got these little candle burners. No, I'm my mind going 2-3 different places, talking to myself.
Like, nigga, if you don't buy these candles, I'm gonna come over there and knock you.
Don't come get me, Miss Keita. I seen them candles, but them candles might be for another situation you on. But anyhow,
well, get you a situation you on, boo, or just use it for yourself, boo.
I'm tired of situations right now. I'm finna sage my whole goddamn
Turn
house.
off the lights.
I'm finna sage.
They said the move right now, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I use all my products. Everything I put out, I use.
Yeah.
So she's highly recommending these candles right now. Turn off the lights.
The candles, the oil, and the shampoo.
Oh, you doing shampoo too?
I do a dry shampoo for locks.
A dry shampoo.
Yes, I made it. Yes. Matter of fact, I got my box right here. Hold on. I'm gonna show you.
Show me then.
Turn off the lights. Oh, and she got the bubble bath, the shampoo. Oh, Lord.
No,
You
nah.
shake it up.
Just
You
a
shake
major
it up.
situation.
Boom.
What you do? Just spray it on?
Yep. No, it's not it's like an oil cap.
Okay.
Like you just take it and you twist. And yeah.
Okay.
And I got hair grease for people that use grease.
The edge shot.
Yep. See, I got all my edges.
I'm gonna show you something about that logo thing. I've been meaning to tell you.
What's wrong?
Ain't that, hey y'all, we finna get out this live, man. We talk to y'all enough.
Oh, we still on live.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hey, we gonna get out this live. Pretty much what we saying is, man, be mentally strong enough to be in a relationship for one. Know who you are. Get help when you need help, man. Get them pockets right. Cause shawty might want that steak and lobster. And if you can't get that steak and lobster, then you got to go to Mickey D's, and you know what you get at Mickey D's. You feel me? You know what I mean? You're gonna get $40 shawty in a 10-minute relationship. You feel me? And just be healthy, man. Work on yourself before you get into a relationship. Make sure you focused enough to be in a relationship too. That's one point I should have hit on, because some people don't have the time or the capacity at the point in time in their life to even deal with a relationship. Life get hectic sometimes, and some people got certain goals that they can't put aside to be in a relationship or take the time off to go on a date, something like that. We have to be mindful of all those situations when we get into relationships. But also the most important thing, man, be mindful of yourself. Mental health is wealth. Get yourself healthy on all corners. This is the Stay Dangerous podcast. We got a guest in here tonight. I might make her permanent if she down with it. Miss Keita Durden.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The woman of the hour. Then my boy Smiggity Smiggy Smurf.
My one.
Yeah,
Peace and blessing to the people, man. Love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
love
Stay
you
strong,
too.
man.
Y'all did so good today. I loved it. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Don't hang up, Keita. We finna get out this live, man. Stay dangerous, man. Stay focused. Love, light, peace.
Hey, I'm about to go grab me some peanuts. Holla at y'all.
Damn, them peanuts, nigga.
No, he didn't.
I always talking about